Good morning, student. How are you? Today we discuss the basics of transformer. In this section of transformer, we will first discuss the basics of the transformer. What is the basic principle of the transformer? On which principle it is working? Simply speaking, all of you are knowing this Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. What is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction? First we will discuss it and then how it is implemented in the transformer. So, what is the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction? It says that whenever the flux linked with the coil changes, means what? d phi by dt. Whenever the flux linked with the coil changes, EMF is induced in it. This is the basic law on which the transformer works. So, for any induction or any production of EMF, we needs the changing in EMF. If there is no change in EMF, then the EMF does not produce. Now, how we will get this change in EMF? This change in EMF basically we get from the alternating current. Why? Because with the alternating current, as all of you are knowing, the alternating signs have the sinusoidal waveform. It is continuously changing with the frequency. This phi is proportional to the I. So, whenever current changes its position, because it is alternating in nature, it will produce alternating flux. So, it means wherever the alternating currents, there also a changing EMF, and this is the basic principle on which the transformer works. Now, how this Faraday's law gives us the basic device of electrical which changes the whole scenario of electricity transmission and distribution. Basically, transformer is having a former and on both side of this former we are having the coils. On both side of we have coils. On one side of the coil, when we apply alternating voltage, then because of this alternating voltage, the currents flows in this winding. When this current flows in this winding, it will produces alternating EMF. Why alternating EMF? Because alternating nature of the current, the alternating flux is produced. Now, this flux is linked with the former. This is called a former. These flux linked with the former and also having nature of alternation. So, when this alternating flux linked with the other coil, what happens? As per the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, a EMF is induced on the secondary side of the coil. If these terminal which are at present open as shows in the diagram, if we connect any load in it, the load may be of resistance, inductance or capacitance. If we connect any load, then the secondary current starts flowing from the winding. This is how the primary side of energy E and I transfer to the secondary side without having any actual contact. It is, that is why it is called electromagnetic device, where there is no direct connection between the primary circuit and secondary circuit, but the energy is transferred through a former. Now, we study some of the important application of the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. All of you are knowing and using motorcycles and others vehicles, like all of you are aware of the flashers. Have you seen the flashers? Flashers on the motorbike or any vehicle, it flashes, it gives the indication of the rotations or any kind of thing. These flashers are nothing but the basic principle on which it based is the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. What does it have? It has a simple coils where the energy is given, means electrical energy is passed through it. On this there is a plate of copper, on the lower side is base, here is a copper studs, because copper has a good conductivity. So, these points which are joining transfer the electricity very fast. So, whenever the current passes through this coil, this will produces the flux, and this flux, because of the electromagnetic in nature, attracts the upper side of the plate. When it attracts the upper side of the plate, then these will in touch. When this contact point contact with this, means your bulb is on, and because this is alternating in nature, it will continuously on and off. So, these plate continuously at one point touching this 2 point and then back to the position. When this plate comes back to the position, your bulb will go off. This is how your simple motorbike's flasher works, and this is very interesting. Similarly, there are other applications like relays. Relay, all of you are aware of that. All of the student or especially ladies wants that their vehicles will start automatically. They don't want to kick it because it's very hard. So, starter, I think all of you are aware of this starter. I think it is in Kinetic Honda, all the scooters, they are having the self starters. And how they are self started? These are self started because of this starter switch. This starter switch is nothing but it's a basic relay, which this is a basic relay which is also based on the electromagnetic induction. It also has a plate and a coils on primary and secondary side. When input is given, the flux produces, it attracts the plate, and whenever you put the switch on, this will give the supply from the battery, and this is produces the flux. Because of this flux, this plate attracts towards the downward, and it will make the connection complete, and your scooty or Kinetic Honda type of scooter will get started. So, this law is very simple to think, but it gives a lot of applications. Similarly, one of the transformer application in the automobile, I think mostly the boys are having an interest in doing the repair work or the maintenance work separately. If you have ever open up any bonnet, you will see a horizontal part fixed. This is fixed on the bonnet side and in the engine side, and when you see, this is nothing, this is actually in the automobile vehicle it is called ignition coil, but this ignition coil is what? This ignition coil is nothing but it is a transformer, a basic transformer which gives the voltage high as high 20,000 of volt. So, transformer application, as we are heard about that these are used in the generating station, distribution stations, or the transmission, and no, we are having used in automobiles which we are used daily. This ignition coils is again having the primary and secondary. As you give the supply to the primary side, the secondary side is voltage can be high as high 20,000 of volt. So, transformer is a very useful device, and the application which it is using, Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, is totally changes the concept of electricity forever. Now, we discuss the construction of the transformer, the basic construction of the transformer. Based on the shape of the core, this particular portion is called a core of a transformer. This particular portion, based on this shape of the transformer core, there are two basic types of transformer. First is known as core type of transformer, which has rectangular core, and the second type of transformer are known as shell type of transformer. It has a different type of shape like this. It has two windows. So, you can see the basic difference between this. This is having a rectangular core and this is having a shell type where the two windows are there. Now, how this core can be built up in the industries? This core is of rectangular type, as you can see, but how it is prepared or how it is manufactured. This core is prepared by this is called L-shaped strip. This is called L-shaped strip. So, how these L-shaped form a rectangular core? This is L-shaped one strip, this is second strip. Both are joined in a position so that they will form a rectangular shape. They will form a rectangular shape. You can see that these are the two oppositely joined L-shaped strip. Now, here how they are placed? They are placed like this. Here there is a one joint and here also one joint. The question is, why we cannot cut the direct rectangular sheet? Why we are using and cut this L-shaped strip? The reason behind this is that this particular material is made up of very costly material known as CRGO steel. CRGO means cold rolled grain oriented steel. It is very costly material, and all of you are engineering student, you must know the trigonometry. So, you know that when from a sheet a rectangular portion is cut, suppose this is a sheet, from this if we directly cut the rectangular portion from it, this portion will get wasted. The portion in the cross sections will get wasted. We cannot waste this high cost material. Why we cannot cut the directly this rectangular portion from the sheet? As we have seen from this, if we cut the direct section from here, the hashed portion will get wasted, and this is a very costly material. We cannot waste it because the costing of the transformer, based on this material also. This is a very high grade costly material. So, if the cost increases to make the transformer core, automatically the cost of the transformer will get increased, and this is one of the reason that these rectangular sections are prepared with the L-shaped stripped in the core of the transformer. So, this is how these L-shaped strips are joined together from the opposite side. You can see here that one of the joint on the left hand side and another joint on the right hand side. So, these will form a one lamination of the transformer core. This is only the one lamination. What actually in the transformer core is, these are totally the laminated core of the transformer, and how it looks? It looks like a solid portion this looks like a solid portion, and this is a rectangular shape of the transformer. So, from the upper side you can see that the number of laminations joined together to form a solid rectangular core. How it happens? A thin lamination, a single rectangular lamination is first varnished. The surface of these laminations are first varnished, then put into the oven. Then each laminations are joined together in the heavy machineries and then put it together in a heavy machines to form a solid rectangular core. So, you can see that the transformer core is basically a laminated core. Why we make laminations? Laminations reduces the loss. Which loss? Eddy current loss. Why we are making the transformer core laminated? Just to reduce the eddy current losses. So, this is one of the core of the transformer. The second core of the transformer, which we have discussed about it, shell type of core. Now, the shell type of core is very much similar to that, only the difference in this is it has two windows. It does not have a single window, but it has two windows in it. So, how these lamination can be formed? So, in this shell type of transformer core, the strips are like this. This is E strip and I strip joined together to form a single lamination of shell type. So, this is again the same, a single lamination from the E and I strip is formed. Then these laminations are joined together and then put into the oven and form a solid rectangular shell type of core in the transformer. So, this is what the construction of the core of the transformer. The rest construction of the transformer we will discuss in the next session of the transformer basics. Thank you.